Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing the full card breakdown and in detail predictions for UFC 274, Oliveira versus Gaethje, full card predictions. Great card. Really great card. Great pay-per-view. Great fights on the prelims. And overall, really great card. I'm going to reset this because I don't like the adverts. But yeah, starting with the early prelim opener of Andre Fialho versus Karen Van Camp. I think this just got added I think this got added on. This fight just got added. I don't know if this is the right layout, but I'm just predicting it now. I'm gonna be going for Andre Fialho over Cameron Van Camp. I think got added yesterday. So yeah, week for both guys. A week notice for both guys. I am gonna go for Andre Fialho though, getting a quick KO over Cameron Van Camp. Cameron Van Camp is actually making his debut here in the octagon. He was supposed to make his debut in September. Got cancelled he got cancelled due to an injury against Nicholas Mata. But he is good. He has lots of submissions on bottom. From bottom, he gets good wins over Darce Stokes over this guy. 5-4. Not the best opponents. Let's be real. 10-7, 5-4, 10-6. Lost to a guy to a decision. 32-13. I think, and a veteran in this guy. Yeah. Guillotine Thomas. He did lose to Austin Hubbard way back in 2017, and Austin Hubbard isn't the best. I am going to be going for Andre Fialho, though. He's looking really good. He just beat Miguel Baeza as well. Knocked him out really badly in the first round. Miguel Baeza was piecing him up on the feet. Well, he wouldn't piece him up, but boom, boom, oh, you're down. It was he was out striking him on the feet until Fialho caught him with uppercuts in the clinch and then punched him with a big overhand. And Miguel Peje, I always say this about Andre Fialho's career. Not a bad loss. And he looked good in that foot. I'm going to be going for him here. First round KO, Cameron Van Camp. I think he'll get an early KO. But moving on up the card to the real prelim fight of the card, which is Journey Newson versus Fernie Garcia. I am going to be going for Fernie Garcia here. First round easy KO. Not easy, but I just don't see what Newson has. And he's been out for a long time now. He's 33 years old. Coming off a brutal KO loss to Randy Costa. A bad KO loss. It was a bad KO loss. That was a head kick on the chin. Foot to chin. Putting down Newson really badly. Ground pound shots. He was fine kind of afterwards, but the way he fell was just brutal. Brutal. And Fernie Garcia, I think he's 30 years old. He's on a momentum streak right now. 10-1 on a good winning streak right now. 5-fight winning streak right now. But yeah, got KO in the first round over Joshua Weems on the Contender Series. And Joshua Weems is a good guy that I think has looked good since then. Just got an armbar in some other league as well. But yeah, I am definitely going to be going with Fernie Garcia here. I've noticed Journey Newson, he made fair play after that KO loss to Costa. And Randy Costa is not looking the greatest lately as well. You took time off, yeah. You should take time off, but you took a little bit of time off. You took time off, but you took you took a lot more time off. You took time off. You took a bit of time off. A little bit of more time off, 2 years. I am going to be going for Fernie Garcia there, getting the job done. First round KO. Newson can get it, but Newson, I don't think, has a grappling I don't think he'll use grappling, and if anyone does, I think Garcia will, and I think Newson could KO him. He beat Domingo Pilarte, but I think Garcia will counter him to the punch, beating him in the first round. Moving out the card, I think Garcia wins. Lupita Godinez versus Ariana Carlosi. I am going to be going with Lupita Godinez actually here over Ariana Carlosi. I just haven't been impressed with Carlosi. Honestly, I haven't been impressed with her. I know she's good. Of course, she's known for her big arms, huge arms, man arms. It could be on something. But she's 29 years old. Yeah, I just haven't been impressed with her. Estela Nunes just lost to Sam Hughes, which is just embarrassing. And on the scorecards for that fight, if that went to a decision, Estela Nunes wins that fight 30-27, 29-28. but she came back. She bit down. She did come back. She bit down on the mouthpiece. But Estelle Nunes isn't good anymore. Like, that doesn't age well. It was a win. Natalie Young is a good win. She looked pretty good in that one, but again, she got rocked here and there. And Natalie Young is not that good. Angela Hill is not a bad loss. Let's be real. But Lupita Godinez, I think she's very good. She beat Lima Lookboom in a close decision. Lima Lookboom won. She's a really good fighter, Lima Lookboom. I like Lima Lookboom. I think she's a really good contender. Luana Carolina just got KO'd by Molly McCann. Things happen. Alright, things do happen. But in that fight, made it competitive still, but she just kind of got outsized in that fight. Beat Silvana Gomez Juarez, who just had a good showing against Vanessa Demopoulos until she got submitted herself. But she almost knocked out Demopoulos, and she arguably could have won against Penne. I am going to be going for here. And yeah. And Carlosi, I don't think has a good stand-up. I don't think she has good grappling. If anything, I don't see her knocking out. I don't see her knocking out Lupita Godinez. I don't see it. And I think I can't see Lupita Godinez knocking her up. I think Godinez has better cardio. I don't think Carlosi's good at all. What's the odds in this fight? Yeah, Godinez is the favorite. I think she's good enough. On the feet, I think she's just way more technical than Ariana Carlosi. I am going to be going for here. But I think she'll use some grappling. I'll go for like a late third round submission. Late round submission after Carlosi's gassed. Or just a decision overall for Lupita Godinez. I think she wins it. Moving on up the card. Clayton Rodriguez versus CJ Vergara. I am going to be going for Clayton Rodriguez here over CJ Vergara. I think Clayton Rodriguez is really good. I think he's a good fighter. I think he's a good contender coming up. I think, how old is he? 26 years old. He's good overall. He's a very good fighter. He is a very good fighter. Look at on the contender series against a good opponent in Santo Curatolo. Look good there. But yeah, officially making his UFC debut. I think he can get it done against CJ Vergara. Mediocre fighter in CJ Vergara, who isn't the greatest. If I'm being quite honest with you, like, if you really want to be anything in this division and be like a champion one day, please beat Ode Osbourne. At this point, please, like, he did look good before on the contender series himself and beat Jacob Silva here and there, but yeah, just Ode Osbourne. That was a reasonably close fight against Osbourne, but Osbourne was just outranging him, landing the better shots. Not better shots, but more of the shots, I'd say. And Osbourne, it's not really a bad loss since Osbourne, before Osbourne got KO'd by Manel Kape, was making it pretty close against Manel Kape. Kape eventually did KO with the flying knee. He could get something wild here, but everything, like, Vergara, he does have the power, but I can't just base it off, oh, he could get a first round KO. I think Rodriguez has good shots. I think he'll just look good in the first round. And I think he'll win himself a close decision win. I'll say he wins a 29-28 decision, winning the first two rounds, just outlining CJ Vergara and making it a scrap. Moving on up the card. I think Rodriguez is good as well. Moving on. Tracy Cortez versus Melissa Gatto. I'm actually going to be going for Melissa Gatto here. I see a lot of people picking Cortez. And a lot of MMA predictors picking Cortez. Yeah. Cortez is good, yes, but I don't think she's that good. Honestly, like, she does have good wins, but but I look at her fights. Sorry off the banks. There's people upstairs. But yeah, if you hear some bangs, it's right there. But against Justine Kish, stop making it close with Justine Kish at this point. If you want to ever be anything, don't lose a round to Kish. I know Kish is not that greatest, bro. Like, I don't know why I'm calling her bro, but like, if you ever want to be anything, don't lose a round. I know Kish just won in Bellator against a good opponent. Lima Lay McFarland, good win there. I know she beat Stephanie Egger, but Egger took that on really short notice, and she kind of got sides in that matchup. But if they did a rematch, I'd say it goes differently. Melo is not good. I'm not even gonna say anything about that. Agapova just lost and got out grappled and destroyed by Moroz. That's not good. I know she beat Blanchfield, but that could have arguably went either way. But I think Gatto is really good. She's 26 years old, very young. She's gonna have a 3-inch reach advantage here, and she looked good in her fights. Like Ciara Eubanks is a good fighter, and actually she's arguably maybe better than Cortez. I know she was struggling early in that fight, and with the grappling. But Eubanks, let's be real, is good, and she was out grappling her. I know Cortez can out grapple Gatto, but Gatto on the feet is gonna have the advantage out striking and piecing apart Cortez. Cortez, what's she gonna have on the feet? Overhands that miss? No thanks. Like she looked good against Leonardo as well. Picked apart Leonardo, and in that fight when she was on the ground with Eubanks, she tried going for armbar attempts, I think, and she beat Carol Rosa by submission. I'm always gonna look at that. I know she just lost to Sarah McMahon, but she's still really good. I think she's gonna go out there and beat Cortez. But if Cortez wins, I'll be on the hype train or whatever it is. I'll be on the hype train. But I think Gatto has got this one. She's good. She's fought better opponents. Tracy Cortez is good, but it's just overall, I just don't see her winning. I don't see it going well. We'll see though. But I think Gallo gets this one done. Odds an underdog as well. And yeah. And also Cortez hasn't fought in a while as well, over a year off now. Gatto's been really active. I think the last time Gatto, like when Tracy Cortez last fought, Gatto was in the UFC. She's been way more active. Going Gatto. Moving on up the card. Francisco Trinaldo versus Danny Roberts, and I think this is on the prelims now. No, it's not. Not yet. Headliner of the early prelims. I think Trinaldo's done. I'm being honest here. I think Trinaldo's done at this point. I think I'm gonna go for Danny Roberts over him. I just think Danny Roberts is good enough to beat a Trinaldo at this point. Like, I understand Trinaldo can KO him, and Roberts is chinny. Jai Herbert chin, and we've seen Jai Herbert get knocked out, but in that fight, Jai Herbert was piecing him apart. But I just think, like, if you ever want to be anything, I need to reset this because I hate these adverts. If you ever really want to be anything, let's be real at this point. Dwight Grant just lost to Sergey Kandosko and got KO'd, and he made it a reasonably close decision. There's a lot of fouls in that fight as well. Got out shocked by Muslim Salikov, and I think that fight will be exactly this fight. Much closer though, I think. That fight was close against Salikov, but I just don't know at this point. Hernandez could have arguably beat him. Some people don't even agree with that decision, but I think Hernandez actually could have won. But Roberts, looking good lately. He didn't win his last fight at all against Ramazan Emeev. That was probably one of the worst robberies in a while. But in that fight against Emeev, even though Emeev could have won every round, even though Emeev could have won every round, Stone kept up in that fight. Like, he lost every round, but he could have won one of the rounds at least. But yeah, he shouldn't have won that fight. But Ramazan Emeev's really good. Really good. He beat Zulman Madiev. He didn't get KO'd by Michael Pahea, but Michael Pahea is good. Let's be real. And Claudio Silva, he didn't even tap in that fight. And he was looking good against Claudio Silva as well. He didn't even tap the ref and just stepped in. Looking good in that fight. I think he'll beat Trinaldo to a boring decision. I think he's gonna get the job done. Trinaldo's 43. 7 more years till he's 50. I think he's gonna lose. I hope he wins though. He's a vet, but I just think he's gonna lose. Moving on up the card, Blagoy Ivanov versus Marcos Rogerio de Lima. To the prelims, right? We're on the prelims now. I'm gonna go for Blagoy Ivanov. I just want to say a few things though. I think he's gonna go out there. I don't think De Lima's looking good though. He's 36. He's trying to make one last run because if he loses this, is like another setback. He's actually on a because before we've seen like since here lost to Krylov, beat Hester, lost to Antigulov, beat Kimball, lost to St. Preux, beat Razoric, lost to Shrew, beat Soli, lost to Romanov, beat Green. Will he lose to Rothwell? Beats Rothwell. He's finally on a 2-fight winning streak. So this is kind of like it. I think Ivanov gets him though. He did KO Rothwell, which is good, but that was a bit of a weird stoppage. I'm being quite honest with you. And he was getting cracked. It was probably gonna be over anyways, and it was over anyways. But Rothwell was about to take him down. If they didn't stop that fight, Rothwell was gonna take him down. And Maurice Green is just not good. He didn't look good against Romanov though. Fair play. Like out of Romanov just smashed Chase Sherman last weekend. But out of everyone against Romanov, he looked pretty good on the feet against Romanov. So I can't see De Lima out-grappling him, and I can't see him KOing Ivanov. I was maybe on the idea of maybe picking at Ivanov, because Ivanov, where have you been, man? You haven't been here since 2 years ago. Where the hell have you been? Where have you been, bro? I don't know where he's been. But actually, I don't know where he's been. He's supposed to fight last year against Marcin Tybura, but he got injured. But yeah. I think he could have actually won against Sakai. Hot take. This is a bit of a hot take. I think he won against Sakai. I thought he got robbed there, and I think he actually got robbed against Lewis. I don't see De Lima winning. I was maybe on the idea of maybe picking, De Lima KO, even though it's been out for a while. De Lima active. But we watched that Lewis fight. Dude took bombs, and he arguably could have won that fight. Dude's a warrior. Dude has heart. Speaking of heart, got stabbed in the heart, came back, and looked good in his career. Lost to Dos Santos, but that was way back, and he beat Tuivasa North. Well, I think he can win against De Lima. Maybe early on, De Lima can maybe crack Blagoy, where you're like, oh, good shot from De Lima, but I think when the rounds go on, Ivanov can outgrind him on the canvas. And yeah, he got outgrappled by Romanov. I think Ivanov can do it as well. And I'll say like a 29-28 decision win for Ivanov, or 29-27 maybe for Ivanov. I don't know yet. I think he'll win it though. Moving on up the card. Brandon Royval versus Matt Schnell. Great fight here. I am gonna be picking Royval. I think Royval can win this one. Schnell, I was maybe on the idea of maybe picking him because Royval hasn't looked the greatest. Let's be real. Recently, anyways, hasn't looked the greatest. He could have lost against Bontorin. He could have lost to Bontorin, honestly. But we've seen in his fights, like he beat Alejandro. He didn't beat Alejandro. He looked really good against Pantoja. Before he got submitted, of course. He looked really good in that fight. On the feet, he looked pretty good. I was like, Pantoja could lose. And of course, he has that win over Kai Kara France. And he has that spinning technique. And Matt Schnell, I know he's looked okay lately, I guess. But we've seen he got outgrappled by Bontorin. And Royval made more of a closer fight against Bontorin than Royval made more of a closer fight against Bontorin, even though I thought he could have lost still, than Schnell did against Bontorin. And I think even Bontorin took that on short notice as well. I know he missed weight, and that could be something, but come on. He kind of got grinded in that fight. He didn't beat Tyson Nam, but making it close against Nam. But of course, Pantoja caught him. A lot of fights scheduled against Alex Perez, but he finally got a matchup here against Royval. Hopefully it goes through. I think he's gonna get KO'd. I don't think he has the greatest of chins. Royval looked. I know he got his shoulder injury against Brandon Moreno, but things happen. He probably was gonna lose that fight anyways. But submitting Tim Elliott ain't easy. You know, submitting Tim Elliott ain't easy. I think he can go out there, get the job done. We'll see what happens though. But I think he can go out there and get it. Schnell could take him down, submit him, but I just don't think he has that. Like, he could get that, but I think Royval will make it scrappy on the feet, and they'll be in a brawl. And I think that's where Royval's best at. And yeah, he beat freaking Kara France in that area. Kara France did crack him, but and Schnell, I think he's too in love with his hands, man. I think he likes to stand up a lot, and I think that's gonna punish him. I think Royval will punish him for that. Moving on up the card, the headliner of the no, not yet. Frick, this is a really good card. Meisha Shassan versus Norma Dumont. I am gonna go Dumont here over Shassan. Shassan just hasn't looked the best. 7-2, good record honestly, but 30 years old, just hasn't looked the best. Raquel Pennington just won. Raquel Pennington did defeat her in that fight. And Raquel Pennington, out of all her opponents, she looked the worst against Pennington, like, recently, and it was, like, Pennington's a close decision. Mary Monroe, competitive decision where she at least survived. Shassan got submitted. Aspen Ladd survived the decision and made it competitive. Shassan got submitted with a guillotine. And even against Marion Renault, the fights she is winning, like, you're making it competitive. 41-year-old Marion Renault. Like, what is wrong with you? Or 44-year-old Marion Renault. You know? I just... Like, she arguably could... Like, she did win the fight slightly, but, like, stop. Like, she almost lost that fight. She won it, but she didn't... Like, Lena Landsberg not looking good. Shayna Young, good win, I guess. She just won last weekend. I don't think she has that same savageness in her, like, anymore. Ever since she lost to Landsberg, just hasn't been the same. Always just looked trash. Not trash, but not kind of mediocre. Dumont, on the other hand, just complete opposite. Looking good. 31 years old. I think she knows this is the time. And yeah, she beat Aspen Ladd. I know Aspen Ladd wasn't the best on that day, but she dominated Aspen Ladd almost 5 rounds. Or 4 rounds to 1, maybe. I think I scored it. Looked really good there. Beat Felicia Spencer. She outgrinded a big girl in Spencer, so I think if she can do that to a Spencer, I think she can do it to Shassan pretty easily. And she has pretty good boxing. I like her boxing. I know she got KO'd by Megan Anderson, but if they did a rematch, I'd say she beats Anderson. Let's be real. And now she beat as well. I think she can go out there and win. I think I'm gonna trust her. We'll see what happens though. Aspen Ladd just looked good against Raquel Pennington, so that's looking good. I think she can go out there and beat Meisha Shassan pretty easily. Moving on up the card to the headliner of the prelims, which is Randy Brown versus Chaos Williams. I don't have all day to pick. I don't have all day to go here, like, go back and forth, but I am gonna go for... I know Brown is way better, man, and I know Randy Brown is way better than him, and he is better. He's way better than him. And I know Brown is way better cardio, better striking overall and technique-wise. Better grappling, better kicks, but maybe not that, but a lot of things. I'm going Chaos. I think Chaos can catch him. And this is a 3-rounder, so Brown has to be absolutely perfect the whole time, like a Mikel Pereira did. Like, be messy, like, not be messy, but be awoke, like, be, like, switched on against Chaos. I think that he's gonna win. I think he's gonna KO Randy Brown. Randy Brown's good, but, like, making it close with Jared Gooden, Night Train, like, not the greatest. I know he had a broken toe in that fight, but still, and Alex Oliveira these days, where's he at? Like, I know Jared Gooden's actually looking good. I think he's on a win streak right now since that loss. Yeah, he's looking good lately against these guys. Chris Millender, he just beat. So yeah, but yeah, I think sometimes he gets caught in fights. Like, Vicente Luque, not a bad opponent. Luque is like top 5 material or top 7 material now. But like in that fight, he got caught a lot, got his legs chewed up in that fight. I think Chaos will land on good leg kicks in this fight, and I think like he did lose to Nico Price. Why are you getting KO'd by Nico Price? Like, hammer strike from bottom position. You shouldn't be getting KO'd by that if you have a great chin. Like, I know they were hard shots, but like, you shouldn't be getting KO'd by that. Like, Chaos though, underrated wins. Like, I know he's not the greatest, but he's 28. He's making massive improvements. Just beat Miguel Baez. Miguel Baez, not really looking the greatest, let's be real. And he was losing that fight. But it doesn't matter. Like, oh, he was winning the fight. Like, it doesn't matter. Namajunas and George won. Like, but Namajunas was winning, though. It doesn't matter. It matters what's the finish. And Chaos capitalized there. Looked really good against Matthew Semmelsberger. Got cracked in that fight a lot. And he showed a good chin in that fight. And he overall landed the bigger shots in that fight to get the win. Good wins there. Beat Abdul Razak Al-Hassan. Looked way better. Like, he KO'd him out cold. He's no joke. And he beat Alex Morano, who was really good as well. Only lost to Miguel Pereira. And even that fight, if he didn't get a rear naked choke attempt at the end, that's Chaos as well. And Chaos could have won that fight. That was a very close fight. But Chaos, how do I say this? Chaos did really good in that fight, but he just lost a close decision. I think he can go out there and beat Randy Brown. Maybe Brown will be winning total strikes. Looking really good. Brown looking good. Oh! Chaos KO'd him out cold. I think Chaos will get like a second round TKO, first round TKO. I'll say second round TKO though. I think he'll win it. Moving on up the card to the main card. Donald Cerrone versus Joe Lauzon. I am gonna be going with Donald Cerrone here. I'm gonna pick him one more time. At first, I didn't mind the idea of maybe picking Lauzon to maybe chin him, but he's been out way too long for my liking. He's been out for a very long time. Like, we've seen, like, he's been out for a bit now. He did beat Jonathan Pierce, and Pierce is looking good lately. I think he's on a 3-5 winning streak. Yeah, here we go. Kakamaka III, Omar Morales, Christian Rodriguez. Like, he's looking good since that loss to Joe Lauzon, but that was way back in 2019. Before that, he did lose and got beat up in the later rounds by Chris Gruchismacher, and I think he retired on the stool as well. Lost to Clay Guida. Got beat up by Stevie Ray. Yeah. Marcin Held, where is he? Diego Sanchez, where is he? Fighting who? Dan Hardy now? Like, what is this world we live in? But Donald Cerrone, I know he's been losing lots lately, but Alex Morano's pretty good. If I had to look at it, he's pretty good of a fighter. And he looked pretty good against Nico Price. I know there was a fouls in that fight, and Price would eventually probably won. But went to a draw for Price. Well, it turned into a no contest because Price was on something. But yeah, Anthony Pettis won that fight against Pettis, I thought. And McGregor, Gaethje, Ferguson, all really good at this point. Like, and he looked good. He looks like he's doing better at lightweight than welterweight, and this is a lightweight bout. And he's been way better at lightweight than welterweight, I'd say. Because welterweight, I think, has more power. But he's been looking good before here. And here, he looked good. Mike Perry, Alexander Hernandez, and Quinta dominated all of them. I think he can go out there and win against Lauzon. I'll say, like, late rounds finish or decision. I think he can win. Maybe Lauzon early looks good, but I think Cerrone can survive and win himself, like, a close decision win. Or just a late finish or something like that. Or a standing TKO from Cerrone. Head kick, like big shots, 1-2 from Cerrone. Head kick. Oh, big shots. Oh, Lauzon's barely out of his feet. It's all over. They stop it from there. We'll see what happens, though. But yeah, I'm going to be going with Cerrone. I think he can win it. Moving on up the card. Also, Lauzon has another job. Cerrone is fighting for his job, basically. Moving on up the card. Ovin St. Preux versus Mauricio Shogun 2, the rematch. I think St. Preux got this one in the bag, man. And I've been saying it for a while. Yeah, I don't see how you can pick Shogun at this point. Like, I think he's done for good. Don't know why this fight's even being made. Just go, man. Why are you here taking more damage? I think Preux has got this one, and I'm pretty confident in him as well. Overall, I know I know he's lost to Tanner Boser and he's looked pathetic in these fights, Jamal Hill, but he's looked good. Like, he has looked pretty good. Like against Ben Rothwell, he made it a close fight there. He lost the fight to Rothwell, but he made it close. And not long ago, he just beat Alonzo Menafield, and Menafield since then has been looking good. I think he just lost to somebody, but yeah, William Knight. But here he looked good. Fabio Sharon, Ed Herman, like, not long ago he just KO'd Menafield out cold. You know? Like, he's had a career, though, I think. He's had a career. He looked good against Jamal Hill, but eventually he's like, you look good, now you're looking bad. Him with the Tanner Boser fight, you think he took down Boser at one moment. I think Shogun's done it, though, at this point. You know? I think he just turned 40 a couple months ago. But, like, he made it close against Nogueira, but, like, that could have been Nogueira's way. I don't think it did. I think Shogun won it, but, like, you went to a draw with Paul Craig, good scrap there. You went to a draw with Paul Craig, but then after the fight later, a year later, dominated and obliterated by Paul Craig on the ground and tapped strikes to him. Not a good sign, man. Getting a bit worse. Got killed badly by Smith. Beat Pedro, to be fair, but I think he's done at this point. I think he's going to get knocked out. I'd say Shogun doesn't take him down. I don't think Preux will take him down. If anyone's going to go for any submission / grappling, I think it will be Preux, because he likes that Von Flue choke, but I'm going to go for a KO on the feet. I don't think Shogun can strike from him at range, and I think he has to brawl. And I think that will get him check hook KO'd. First round, face planted badly, gets back up. It's kind of over. I think he'll just accept the stoppage. But yeah, I think St. Preux gets it done. Moving on up the card to the featured fight of the card, which is Michael Chandler versus Tony Ferguson. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna go with Michael Chandler. Round 1 KO badly. I just don't think Ferguson has it anymore, man. I just don't think he has it anymore. I don't think he does. Ferguson could win, but, like, I just don't see it. In the stand-up department, I don't see it at all. In the grappling, maybe, but, like, this has to be, like, in the later rounds, and I just don't see Ferguson, like, getting it. Like, I just don't see it going there. I think Chandler's just too explosive early. And I think that cancels out Tony Ferguson's later comeback potential W win. But I just don't see it, man. I think he's done at this point. He's made his money, Tony Ferguson, at this point in his career. El Kakui. He's made his money. He has. He's made his money in his career now. But it looks so sad. Like, against Dariush, like, gets out grappled really easily by Dariush. Really easily. Like, really easily against Dariush. And yeah. He tried getting back up. It's just he's done at this point. You know, he's done at this point. Let's be real. Oliveira out-grappled him. He has good submission defense, so I don't see Chandler getting some submission. But Chandler, if he wants, and if he has any trouble on the feet, can just pick up Ferguson and slam him to the ground. You know, I know Chandler could lose like he did. I know that war against Gaethje. We'll talk about Gaethje Oliveira in a second, but war against Gaethje. War against Gaethje. And he did take a lot of damage against Gaethje in that fight. But speaking of damage, Ferguson took a lot of damage against Gaethje himself. So don't go into anything. Don't go anything there. But I just think, he showed good leg kicks in that fight against Gaethje. Showed really good leg kicks. And he did good against Oliveira and Gaethje compared to Ferguson, getting dominated by both of them. Really getting dominated by both Gaethje and Oliveira. I don't like it. Chandler showed good survivability. He did take brain damage in that fight against Gaethje, but same with Ferguson. I think Chandler's gonna really badly put him out. I don't think he'll put him out cold or anything, but I think he put down Hooker out really badly. I don't think he'll be like that. I think he'll be he'll be patient. Chandler's slightly winning, landing good shots, landing good leg kicks. Maybe he takes down Ferguson at one point, but Ferguson will kick him off, get him back up, land front kicks. And I think when he lands a jab, Chandler lands a jab, misses, while Ferguson lands a big right hand on the chin, rocks Ferguson all over the place. Everyone's going crazy. Big shot from Ferguson. Big shot, big shot, big shot. Oh, big shot again. Ferguson lands another one, but Chandler lands a harder one back. It's over. Ferguson will complain about the stoppage, but Chandler, it's a good stoppage. Some people will be like, yeah, he was going to lose anyways. Chandler gets it done. Moving on up the card to the common event. Namajunas versus Carlos Esparza 2, the rematch. I'm going Rose. I am going to go Rose, but something I maybe was going to go up Esparza, just for the pick. I was because I was maybe thinking, you know what, maybe Esparza can get it. She looked really good in these last fights, but it's Yan Xiaonan at this point. Her weakness on the ground, that's her weakness on the ground. Grappling. I know she just looked good against Marina Rodriguez, and she arguably could have won against Rodriguez, but speaking of Rodriguez, Esparza, I know she got a good run against Yan Xiaonan, but you think that's enough to tell me that she beats Rose? Rodriguez, close fight against Rodriguez. She won the fight, I think, slightly, ever so slightly, but Rodriguez, that was a very close fight. That was a very close fight. A very, very close fight. I just don't that was a very close fight, especially against Michelle Waterson. Michelle Waterson could go either way. Esparza slightly won ever so slightly there. And those are 3-rounders. It does good early, but I think Alexa Grasso, very good. She did good there, but she started to struggle in the later rounds. And I think Rose, she's been 5 rounds. She has good cardio. And against Gadelha, she won against Gadelha. That was a bad robbery. But Rose, I think she can get it. I rewatched that Zhang Weili fight, and I know that I know at first I thought Zhang Weili could win that, but that actually can go Rose's way. Honestly, it's not a robbery. If you think Zhang Weili won, it's fair play. It's close, but it can go either way there. Honestly, that was a very close fight. Not a robbery, though, I wouldn't say. But, yeah. But I see a curse. A bit of a curse every time. Every time Rose has a rematch with someone, it's always a close decision. Every time, I just want to spit this one out. Every time, she has a first fight with someone, she dominates her and knocks them out. Jan Jacek knocked her out in the first round. But in the rematch, close decision that can go either way. You knock out Zhang Weili. Oh, close to doing a rematch. Go either way. Same with the Andrade, but that was different. The Andrade and the Esparza situation there, but I think she's gonna win. You know, I think she'll lose the early rounds. I think I'll say she loses the first 2 rounds to Esparza, gets out grappled. People are like, "Oh, Esparza actually is looking really good." But I think Rose will slightly win round 3, and then round 4, I'll say she gets like maybe a finish. I don't know yet. I'll think, but I think she's gonna go out there and win. I'm going to roll Namajunas. I think she'll win it. We'll see though. Moving on up the card to the main event: Charles Oliveira versus Justin Gaethje. I'm going Olives. I'm picking Oliveira, man. I can't doubt the guy. I like Oliveira, man. I can't doubt him. Something a part of me before I was originally picking Olives. Then I was like, you know what? Maybe Gaethje can win. Maybe I'm just overlooking Gaethje here. But I'm like, you know what? Olives. You know, I was never picking Gaethje at any moment. I was picking Olives, then middle, and then Olives now. I was never on Gaethje's side, officially. But I think Oliveira can win, man. I'm going Charles Oliveira. I like Oliveira, man. I think he's going to win. I think there's so many things Gaethje has to worry about. And I think Oliveira will get an early sub as well. Rear naked choke I'm going to go with. I think Oliveira's going to get him. Oh god, it just sounded desk by accident. Yeah. Rip headphones users. But I think Oliveira wins it, man. And I like the guy's activity. Love his activity, man. 32 years old. You know, like, just beat Dustin Poirier. So, hasn't been like this is like, what is it? It's not like he's defending his title first time. So he already did that against Poirier. Beat Chandler. I just like the guy's activity. I see a lot of people saying, hey, dude, you know what? Gaethje can sleep this guy. Fair play. Gaethje or Oliveira doesn't have the best chin or best defense. But we saw proof against Poirier. Took big bombs off Poirier. Came back. Same with the Chandler fight. And I'd say punch for punch. Poirier hits harder than Gaethje. And I'd say Chandler hits harder than Poirier and Gaethje combined. Maybe Gaethje does have a hard punch, but Oliveira during this week, man, like I hear him saying, like during this week in like interviews, I hear him saying all Gaethje has is an uppercut, hook, and calf kick or leg kick. That's all he has, and that's true. I see a lot of people picking Gaethje, man. And you can pick Gaethje. You know he can win. He can win. 33 years old. This is his second title shot, but it's just he's always so hesitant when he fights a grappler, man. Hesitant, so hesitant. Like even against Chandler, he was a bit hesitant, but he knew, like he could trade with Chandler. But against Khabib, man, you know, I know we got triangled by Khabib, but out of everyone's Khabib has fought, he has looked the absolute worst. He has actually looked the absolute worst. Poirier and McGregor has looked decent against him. Gaethje looked not the greatest on the ground. I wouldn't say trash, but he hasn't looked the greatest, man. On the feet, he was actually landing good leg kicks on Khabib. But it's just, that doesn't matter. You get taken down, that's your fault. Like, but how good, like, am I going to pick you because you beat Donald Cerrone? Donald Cerrone beat Edson Barboza after you eye poked him. James Vick, the Iron Chin himself. Ferguson and fair play beat, but like, and same with Chandler here, but in that fight against Chandler, I forgot to mention this, Chandler Ferguson. In that fight, Chandler arguably could have won. He didn't win. That was a razor close fight, though. I rewatched that. I watched it so many times, Gaethje Chandler. Just because it's a good fight as well. I just like watching those type of fights back. But Gaethje lost the first round. Won the second round, knockdown uppercut. Third round, Chandler is winning, but then he kind of just throws the fight away by just putting his chin in front of Gaethje, with Gaethje landing good shots. And if Oliveira showing proof that he's looking good. Like, if this was maybe after the Ferguson fight, I can understand maybe picking Gaethje there. But he's shown proof. Chandler, he survived. He survived him. He survived him. Poirier, he survived. I'm going with him. Plus, I think this is all the pressure on Gaethje. He has to worry. Oliveira also has good hands as well, so. But I don't see him really doing some threat. I don't see him doing some threat on the feet to Gaethje. They could go back and forth, but I think Oliveira. Oh, there's a prediction and breakdown video tomorrow I'm gonna make for this, so it's gonna be more in depth and a more in depth breakdown. But I think Oliveira wins, man. I think this is also in Phoenix, Arizona, as well. It was supposed to be in Brazil, really, but this is in Phoenix, Arizona. Gaethje's hometown. The pressure's on Gaethje. He has to worry about the stand-up and the takedowns. I don't think he's going to be having his best performance. And Oliveira will only have to worry about a hook, uppercut, and leg kicks. I think Oliveira can figure out the leg kicks as well. I'm going Oliveira. I think he can win it. I think he can win it. Phoenix, Arizona. Oliveira has nothing to worry. Gaethje, it's my big moment. If Gaethje loses this, he actually hasn't even earned a title shot, really, if you think about it. But he gets a slide. But yeah. If he loses this one, he has to work at least 3 in a row for a title shot again. So yeah. I think Oliveira wins. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. This is the full card breakdown. Detailed predictions for UFC 274. And yeah. Peace out, guys. Woo! Peace out.